Bros, I found it! The Holy Grail! The fragrance to defeat all fragrances during summer. I'm actually holding on very tightly. This is like a cavern behind me that goes way down. Mambo! I've made a great mistake. This can't be right. No, but these right here are holy grails. And that's what we're talking about today. The type of fragrance that you can rock all summer long and smell amazing. Or just grab Mambo for like $3 and you could wear that, I guess. Not really summer fragrance, I don't think though. Nah. Hey friends, Ash here, welcome back to Gents. Acqua di Gio Profondo, Eau de Parfum, Valentino Uomo, Born in Roma, Eau de Toilette. These are the type of fragrances that you can wear all summer whenever you want. Acqua di Gio Profondo, Eau de Parfum, of course, takes the original Acqua di Gio DNA, but modernizes it, gives it a nice push of minerality and dials those florals back. And then Born in Roma over here smells a little bit similar to the original Invictus, but with more minerality. Still has a bit of that bubblegum sweetness to it, but this time more balanced and easier to wear when it's hot outside. These though aren't in the official list, they're just worth mentioning. What is in the official list though? Why Eau de Toilette, which always gets completely overlooked for why Eau de Parfum and why Le Parfum, or at least the original version of why Le Parfum before they took it out back and changed it. Yeah, during spring and summer, Why EDT is actually a better fragrance to reach for than the Eau de Parfum. Now they do have the new Why Iced Cologne. That works super well also. That one's gonna be more focused though on mint, a big blast of it. So if you like mint, check that one out. This one has that fresh and sweet combination that everybody knows the Y line for, but it keeps it more on the fresh side of things, whereas the Eau de Parfum keeps things more on the sweet side of things. The issue with that is when it's really hot outside, sometimes the Y Eau de Parfum can be a bit overwhelming, a bit cloying, headache inducing, diabetes inducing. This one keeps the compliment factor of the Eau de Parfum, but just makes it, like I said, a little easier to reach for when it's hot outside. Absolutely killer for the summer. Also works really well during the evening and as an office fragrance as well. I know sometimes people don't think of the Y line as office scents. You know, they just think of stuff like, I don't know, Prada L'Homme, which those do work really well in the office, but so does this one over here, Why EDT. Speaking of Prada L'Homme L'Eau. This stuff is killer during the summer, and nowadays not too many people are rolling with it. You can think of the Prada L'Homme line as kind of a bell curve, right? So it came out and it got a lot of hype, a lot of love, and a lot of people were wearing the fragrance, but then over time, Prada basically just forgot that it exists. They started dropping non-stop Luna Rossa ocean flankers. They came out with Prada Paradigm, and Prada L'Homme was left to rot. Less people buying it, less people talking about it, the brand not pushing it at all. And that makes it where nowadays, if you scoop up Prada L'Homme L'Eau and you rock this, you're probably never gonna come across another person wearing it, which is sort of a weird benefit. Kind of. Now, if you're unaware of how this smells, basically it takes that Prada L'Homme DNA. It's got a soapy, clean, very classy iris scent profile. And it takes that and it freshens it up. Gives it kind of an aquatic splash, makes it more wearable when it's hot outside, takes a little bit of the powder off, and it ends up being that type of fragrance that will elevate whatever you're wearing, wherever you're going. Great choice for summer. The next fragrance is a previous hype beast that you could find at rack stores all across the country, and it seemed for a time like everybody owned this stuff because you could find it for like $15. That helps, doesn't it? Yeah. You may be thinking, I know exactly what this is. Something that was at TJ Maxx, it was cheap, everybody talked about it, everybody owned it. It's not a Voyage. No, but good guess. It's actually Tommy Bahama Set Sail St. Bart's. Now, one thing you need to know about Set Sail St. Bart's right off the rip, it is an eau de cologne. Yeah, so it's not a big performer. You can spray it on crazy heavy, which I do suggest you do to get a little more longevity. You know, spray it on your clothing, spray it in the air, spray it in your hair. It doesn't matter, spray it wherever you want. Within reason, I guess. Like don't spray it in your eyeballs, for example. But it is an EDC, so not crazy strong. That being said, it smells a little bit similar to Virgin Island water. Fresh, tropical, sweet, boozy. The cap doesn't stay on very well. It's a great change of pace, vacation, beach type of fragrance that you can pick up for next to nothing, throw into your bag, and you don't even have to worry about this stuff. Spray it on 50 times, legitimately. If you go through the whole bottle over the course of a week, it doesn't matter because you can buy another one for next to nothing. Let's keep it on the cheap side of things, but move from blue to gold with Aristo by Arabiyat Prestige. This one smells very similar to Ingenious Ginger, by Goldfield and Banks. And for my money, it's the best one for most people to get because the ginger here is nice and sweet and smooth. Some of the other dupes of that fragrance have more of an abrasive ginger where it's just kind of biting, which if you're more into that, then maybe one of the other ones would work better. But I think for most people, they're looking for something that has that versatility, that complement factor kind of baked in where you don't have to go, ugh, the opening is potentially a little weird, but don't worry, once you get past that, it's good. This one is good from the get-go, so you don't have to worry about it at all. Middle of summer, grab that spray and go, you are good. Now I want to throw something in there that's a little bit different. This is gonna be more appealing probably to guys middle-aged and older, Gentleman's Society Sport. And the reason I say that is because the opening here, the way the citrus hits, has more of a sharpness to it. Yeah. It's got a green aspect. The lemon off the top, as I said, sharp, has kind of a throwback feel to it. You know, it's got like an old school, classy, masculine vibe when you first spray it on. It does not lean heavily into the sweet side of things, which is really popular right now, so that's going to stand out even more against those fragrances. You know, it's not overloaded with vanilla. It doesn't have a big blast of caramel, which I know you would say, well, summertime, they wouldn't have that anyway, but when you look at the fragrance market, a lot of stuff is rocking that way right now. Does not have a massive similarity to the Gentleman's Society fragrances that came before it, though there is a little bit of a common thread, mainly just that Narcissus is a note here, like in the other Gentleman's Society fragrances, but it does not come across as clearly or strongly as it does in the other scents. So with this one, be aware, probably gonna be more middle-aged and up, a little bit classier, sharp and woody. Slightly bitter at times as well, not in a bad way, but it does have a touch of that. Vulcan Pho by French Avenue up next. This one right here smells similar to God of Fire. It is a bit of a hype beast. Like, this is a fragrance that was one of the most talked about dupe scents of the year when it came out. The reason for that though is it does things really well. It's got that mango in the opening that grabs attention, has a nice woodiness as it dries down. Price, of course, very affordable because it is a dupe scent, of course. And this is a scent, God of Fire, that has no shortage of alternatives. Every single brand out there has at least one. Some have multiple. So really there's like a flavor for everybody. Some of them have more mango, more of a brisk kind of opening. Some don't really have much mango at all in comparison and instead focus more on a more robust base. This one, I think, as I said, does things the best in terms of just balancing everything out. But there are different ways that you could roll if you wanted to go further in one direction. I'm completely biased with the next one. It is Arashi Reef. This is a fragrance that I creatively directed, released underneath the Michael Malone brand. And this is gonna be more of like a tropical, fresh, sweet fragrance, definitely leaning toward that tropical side of things. It has notes like passion fruit pulp, tangerine, papaya blossom, and coral reef as well, which is really just kind of a minerality. As it dries down, there's blonde patchouli, there's coconut wood, there's a hint of vanilla as well. To me, it smells like in the overarching family of like Herba Pura and the scents that are kind of similar to that. If you spray it on side by side, you can easily tell the differences between the two. But I would just say if you like that, you should like this. To be fair, I don't actually like Herba Pura. I've never really liked wearing that fragrance. It's a little bit too sweet, a little bit too headache inducing for me, but I do really like this, so go figure. You can find that in Perfumania stores. So if you have one of those nearby, you can just stop in and spray it on yourself in store. You know, test it out there. There are also 10 ml sizes of this that are supposed to be coming available literally any moment now. And those 10 mils will be at Michael Malone's website, which is linked in the description. Also, there are a ton of different discount codes that are linked in the description. So any of those you can copy and paste at the stores they're associated with to save money when you shop there. So if you're looking for clones, designer niche, whatever, you can find them at those stores like Fragflex, Gift Express, Fragrance Lord, and more. So those are on your screen now and also in the description. So anytime you shop at those places, you can use those codes. Also gonna do a giveaway in a moment, but for now, the next fragrance is L'Odyssey Eau de Parfum by Issey Miyake. This one basically an evolution, a modernization of the original L'Odyssey, which that was really going to war with Aqua de Jo back in the day. They even had similar colored bottles and everything, like really, really similar. Yeah, I mean, check this out. It's like the frosted clear bottle, similar grayish silver caps. So yeah, the Eau de Parfum here basically takes that original Eau de Toilette. It does keep the citrus opening. Yuzu in there, even though officially I don't think this has citrus in the notes, it's absolutely 100% there. It does lean things a little bit woodier, more of that almost, you know, ambroxany push. Technically it's cedarwood and fir balsam as the official notes in here. Also a nice fresh spiciness as well. Wonderful fragrance, ultra versatile. It is another one though that is not really sweet. So if you're looking for that, it's not this. Now something that does have some more sweetness is this, Invictus Aqua by Rayhaan. Of course, this new version smells more similar to the original Invictus Aqua, which came out and was hyped and then discontinued, then brought back as a different Invictus Aqua that didn't smell the same. That one was discontinued, then they brought it back again as this version, which smells similar to the first version. It's a whole thing. And thankfully you can now find this, because when it first launched, it launched as a travel exclusive. Basically, if you were going through a major international airport and you could find the correct duty free, they may have this on sale where you could pick it up. But everybody else basically could go screw themselves, which is of course my favorite. Doesn't happen very often, but sometimes you'll have designer brands that do come out with a travel exclusive, a duty free exclusive, where essentially you have to be flying through specific airports with access to specific stores within those specific airports at specific times to be able to get the scents. And it's like, thanks, dude. Really appreciate how easy you're making it for me to smell this. That's great. And I get it, the duty-free stores are like, yeah, because then they can get people to come in that wouldn't normally come in, but still, it sucks. So with Invictus Aqua, just basically take that Invictus DNA, fresh and sweet, bubblegummy of course, freshen it up, make it easier to wear when it's hot outside. Which if there is any fragrance that needed that, it is Invictus, because while it does, the original, have a fresh aspect to it, for sure, also because of the way that sweetness comes across, if it's really hot, especially if it's humid and everything, it can be kind of gross, you know? This solves that problem, and it still has good performance as well. Now, if you wanted something kind of like this, but you don't want to get Rayhaan Invictus Aqua, or you know, you don't want to spend as much money, you could get something like Hawass Ice. That'll do the job also. Afnan, 9 a.m. dive, a little cheapy up next. This one is very affordable. Sometimes you can find this even kind of scratching that $20 price range. In terms of how it smells, it's actually similar to Eau de Toilette over here. It's got a lot of overlapping features, but it's not really the exact same as YEDT. It's kind of like a blue fragrance Frankenstein. Did I just say Frankenstein? Frankenstein. Frankenstein's monster. Frankenstein, Jesus. I would say though, if you do just want to simplify it as much as possible, Eau de Toilette mixed with a bit of Bleu de Chanel. It has a big blast off the top, mint, apple, lemon, and black currant. You also have a bit of ginger in there, woodiness as well, just a great bang for your buck. Let's keep it classy with this next one, Terre Eau Givrée. So this, to an extent, is going to appeal to the same guys that this appeals to. It has a bit of a dryness. It has a nice citrus opening. Citron is the official citrus note in there. And it's a little rindy. Yeah, so it's not just full on sweet. It is actually a little bit tart, fresh, and then sweet in the sense of how a natural citrus, especially the zest, hits. So it's not like sugary sweet, it's kind of acidic, you know, the way that sweetness hits. Also has a nice aromatic edge to it, a clean, dry woodiness as it dries down. I think the stuff smells fantastic, just absolutely fantastic. But it is going to be for somebody looking for something a little bit classier. The next scent, very affordable, and a citrus bomb. Not the same kind of citrus as this over here. A little bit like Afternoon Swim from Louis Vuitton, and also with a little Eros energy sprinkled in. It's Adonis Icarus by Rayhaan. Officially, it is an Afternoon Swim alternative. But as I said, it's kind of like that mixed with some Eros energy as well. And some people actually will tell you that to them, it comes across leaning more toward Afternoon Swim, no Eros energy. And you'll hear the opposite as well, that it's Eros energy, no Afternoon Swim. So take that for what it's worth. I think it's one of the best freshies that Rayhaan has done. The quality is absolutely fantastic for the price point. The only issue with it, and it's not a huge issue, is the performance is not monstrous. It's way better than something like Set Sail St. Bart's, but it's not necessarily room filling. The next one I'm going to share with you smells similar to Scent of Peace for Him by Bond No. 9, but given a fresh coat of paint, like legitimately fresh, like the paint is just, it's fresher. That's what I mean. Blue Sky by Armaf. Now it's not a Club de Nuit, so that means it hasn't been hyped to death. But that's good for you because it means not too many people are gonna be wearing this. You can buy it for under 30 bucks, buy like $1 or $2, but technically that's still under. Note breakdown, you have an absurd amount of fruit off the top. You have black currant, you have pineapple, you have apple, almost every kind of citrus ever conceived. Then as it dries down, some soft floral notes, vanilla, woods. And I would say this is not really a summertime fragrance in the sense that, you know, you wear it just during summer. I think you can wear this about year round. Gonna give the last two fragrances to you at once, Missoni Wave and Super Leggera. So Missoni Wave, of course, smells a little bit similar to L'Eau Homme Sport, but Super Leggera does its own thing. So kind of similar, but not really. Missoni Wave at this point is one of the most recommended cheap aquatic scents you can buy, and it makes sense why. It smells way more expensive than it costs. It has good performance for an aquatic fragrance, and it's just such an easy wear. All summer long, you can grab, spray, and go, never have to think about it. Super Leggera was a fragrance they brought out as a limited edition that they discontinued and then brought back the next year. The only real drawback with Super Leggera is it's a Chanel, so it's going to be more expensive than pretty much everything else up here. Compared to the original L'Eau Homme Sport, Super Leggera is going to be fresher. It doesn't have as much of a focus on the tonka, which gives the original more of a creamy density once it hits the dry down. Nice, bright, fresh, and clean. All right, giveaway. It's this, Anarchy, no rules for men. If there are no rules, isn't making this for men a rule that they're trying to impose? It's not for women, you see, because there are no rules. Except for this, the rule is men only. This one is, I believe, supposed to be Blue Talisman. If you want to be entered in the giveaway, just leave me a comment down below. Let me know your holy grail summer fragrance, whatever it is. Also throw a like on the video. I'll pick a winner with random comment picker posted up on the post tab of the YouTube channel. And if you are the winner, hit me up and I'll ship that out to you. It'll be posted alongside all the other winners from the previous month. Good luck. All right, guys, that'll do it for me. Thank you for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. And I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.